Hey guys, and welcome back to Morgs Menu. So today I'm going to be doing just an easy get ready with me with everything going on obviously right now in the world. I figured I'd kind of just do a very simple video, something that you can sit down, listen to, and kind of get your mind off everything that's going on right now. Sorry about the kind of messy background. We're just doing laundry, so we have everything folded on the bed, so we're waiting for everything to finish to put it away. Obviously, for me and everyone else in the world, food and different things like that are limited, so it's kind of hard for me to get ingredients and things like that I would do to do a normal food recipe for you. So I figured I'd just sit down and do a get ready with me video. If you're like me, I haven't put on any ounce of makeup or anything in this past like 7 days, I think now, because I've been staying at home and I've been worried about my hair, I haven't worried about my outfits, I've been wearing leggings and sweatpants and that kind of stuff, so still in leggings, but I figured I'd at least take the time to do something with my hair, do some makeup, do some filming, just to kind of get back motivated. I know everyone's kind of struggling right now to find motivation to get things done because you kind of feel cooped up in your house, so figured I'd just do a little video to help hopefully get your mind off things. I do obviously want to address everything that's going on right now because I know it's affecting everyone and it's affecting everyone in a different way. I'm obviously very fortunate that I'm still able to work from home, but I know not everyone's the same way. They're still having to work or they can't work and they're out of income. So obviously my thoughts are with everyone out there who is being affected by this, but I wanted to do kind of a lighthearted video today, just getting ready. Maybe this can motivate you as well because I feel like I just need to like look better so that I can feel better and not feel so like enclosed and just feel so unmotivated. So I figured I'd try and just get ready. So as the title says, go ahead, get ready with me as well while you have this in the background, and let's get started. So normally I actually start with my makeup in these videos and just in general when I'm getting ready, but I think I'm going to do my hair today. I am probably on day 2 or 3 of washing it and it's just kind of a little flat and just not looking very cute because I haven't really done anything but brush it recently. So I think I'm just going to braid it. I have been really into French braiding my hair recently, especially when it kind of gets on those days where you're like, I probably should wash it, but I'm not going to. So I'm gonna just kind of do 2 French braids and I'll show you how quickly how I do it, just kind of bring you in a little bit closer on the back of my head just as I'm going through it, and then we'll get started on the makeup. Alright, so I've tried to angle it so you can see mostly what I'm doing in the back here and then sort of see me in the mirror that I have in front of me, so I'm just gonna get started. Alright, so my hair is officially done. Obviously it's not perfect. I typically, when I do like a braid, I kind of just leave it more on the messier style. I did put a couple bobby pins on pieces that were really sticking out, but I really don't try and make it perfect. It's really kind of just to get my hair out of my face and something a little bit cuter than just a regular ponytail, because especially with how long and thick my hair is, a ponytail, even high or low, can really get heavy, and this really kind of gets it out of my face and kind of takes the weight off of the heaviness of my hair. So now we're just going to do makeup. Again, I'm not going anywhere today, as most of us are not, so I'm not going to do anything super extravagant, but I figured I'd just go through my normal like foundation, bronzer, highlights, a little bit of eyeshadow, mascara, just to feel a little more motivated. So we'll go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so if you saw my more recent Get Ready With Me video, you're familiar with this, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I really, really enjoy it. I've used it a decent amount and it works with different foundations. I've used it with just my tinted moisturizer and stuff like that. So I really, really enjoy it. And a new product I wanted to share is actually my foundation. So as you guys know, I used the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in my last Get Ready With Me video, and I don't really like it, and I still don't, to be honest. I still have it. I might use it a little bit here and there when I'm just like, don't care, but I wanted to share one that I found recently that I do like, which is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, I normally don't like matte foundations that much. However, I dropped it. This foundation is really nice. It's super, super full coverage. So if you're not someone who likes to go back in after you put on foundation and do blush and bronzer and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend this because this really does give you a complete plain slate and gets rid of any coloration or anything that you have in your face, which is nice. If you are like me and you might have some redness or you have some pimples or different things like that, I use this and I didn't even need concealer, and I probably won't use concealer today because it is so full coverage. Even if you use a beauty blender and just use a tiny bit, it just fully covers, takes away any discoloration you have, which is really nice. And I really like it. It wasn't that expensive either. It's only about $20. This tube does look small, but it is the same amount as like this Physicians Formula, even though it looks way smaller kind of in the tube form. It's just because it doesn't have all the glass or whatever on the outside. And so yeah, I'm just gonna throw this on. Now I do combine this, and the reason that I end up liking it for myself is I typically do like Dew Rear foundations, a Dew Rear finish. So because this does make me pretty matte, I then add on top, which I'll show you before I do it, but this Jaclyn Hill Mood Light Luminous powder. It's basically meant to either be a super, super subtle kind of glow within highlight, or you can use it kind of all over your face to get a more dewy effect. And I find that combining these two together, because this kind of mattifies me and then this brings back in the dewiness with kind of like a glow from within, it's a really, really nice finish. I definitely recommend it if you're someone who has combination skin, so you kind of go back and forth on whether you go with a dewy foundation that kind of might bring out some of the oils that you have, or you go with a matte foundation that then doesn't necessarily give you the finish that you want. This combination really just ties that all together. So anyway, I'm going to put this on really quick and then we'll keep on going. Alright, so here we are. As you can see, I use the tiniest little bit and it's still very full coverage. It covered up the little pimples that I have and all my redness. It does look a little bit too light right now based on the lighting in here, but in person it looks better. So like I mentioned, I feel like I really don't even need to do concealer with this because of how well it covers everything. So I'm just going to skip this step for today. So first I'm going to go in and just set it normally with my Coty Airspun. I've used this on my channel before, just a very basic powder. I don't like to full on set everything with just the Jaclyn Hill powder. I just find that that's good for like almost like an extra step for rather than making everything set and, you know, stick and stay and everything like you want from a setting powder. So I just do a very, very light amount of this kind of all over the face just to set the liquid foundation, so it'll help it kind of stay on longer. And then after that, I'm going in with this Mood Light Luminous powder, and then I just take kind of a smaller, what I would normally use to highlight, just get a little bit of the product on. You can see it here, and then I just kind of start by like really focusing on where I would normally put highlighter, and then I just brush it everywhere else. I don't know how well you guys can tell, but it really, really does a really good job of like blurring out any texture that I have between the e.l.f. primer, how well the Juvia's Place really sits kind of on my skin and sort of melts in, as well as the Luminous powder. It's really, really a good combination for my skin and my needs. I don't know how well you can tell in this lighting, but it actually makes me feel somewhat confident in my skin, which doesn't happen very often with the acne scarring and different stuff I've gotten going on. So definitely really have been enjoying this combination. So now we're gonna move on to the eyebrows and eyes. Just do something very basic there. That way we can wipe away any excess before we start going in on all the other face products. I just used the Anastasia, Dual Brow Pomade in this more auburn color on the side here now. And then I'm going to set the brows with this NYX Control Free Clear Brow Gel. Before today, I think I'm going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I really like this palette. I've done some really fun, like, colorful stuff and played with it. Obviously today I'll probably do something more basic, but it's a really just beautiful palette. I really enjoy it. Super inexpensive for how many colors are in here. I have the first one, which I think I've shown before, and they really complement each other really well. I really like this, especially for like spring and summertime coming up. This is a really good color combination, and it just makes me kind of get more outside of the box with these pretty colors versus just going to my normal neutrals. But it is nice because kind of most of the top row here is a more neutrals with some glitters and stuff like that, so it still has that flexibility to do a more neutral look, which is what we'll do today. Alrighty, so as I mentioned before, I mostly just use Morphe brushes, just some general fluffy blend-in brushes. So I'm going to start by going in with Perfectionist up here. It's just kind of this, a little bit corally, light pink, brown, tan, really easy base color. Alright, and just very simple. We'll go in with Thick Skin, which is in this, the corner color here. Just a little bit kind of darker shade, a little bit more redness to it in a sense, a lot more warm of a shade. And we're just gonna lightly, it's a very pigmented color, so we're just going to very lightly dust and blend this kind of to deepen the crease a little bit. Alright, so I just took that and kind of blended it all kind of up over top of the crease just so it blends out really nicely, and then down onto the lid a little bit just so it kind of all blends seamlessly together. And now I think I'm going to go in with one of the more sparkly colors. We'll probably go in with this Get Ready With Me shade right here. It's kind of a sort of shimmery brownish with a little bit of warm tones. So I'm just going to touch this on the lid just to bring a little shimmer. Alright, and so now we'll just bring a little bit of that color underneath the lid to keep everything nice and blended together. So we're going to go in with Perfectionist, which was the first lighter shade that we used, and just bring that underneath the eye. Alright, and that's basically it for the eye look. Pretty neutral and basic, just kind of bringing some pretty warmer brown neutral tones to the eyes. So now we're going to go ahead and do the face. So I like to take my powder brush and just wipe underneath the eyes to make sure any fallout that could have happened, which this didn't have a lot of fallout based on the shades and stuff that I use, so don't have too much to worry about, but I'll just wipe away just in case. Now we're going to go in with some bronzer. So my go-to Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, probably going to use it in almost every video until I find something I like better, but it's just so inexpensive and good. I just really enjoy it. I really like bronzer because it really helps tie everything together, kind of brings back really the color back in your face when you use a more full coverage foundation like the one I used today. It really kind of just brings you back to life and really makes your skin start looking more like skin and not just a bunch of random makeup products thrown on there. Next we're going to go in with a little bit of blush. So I have this Milani blush. I think I've shown this one before. It's in their Rose Doro, I think is how you pronounce it. Just a really pretty coral basic shade. I just use a very light hand on this because it is a little bit dark for my skin tone, but still a really pretty color. Alrighty, and now for one of my favorite parts, which is highlight. I'm gonna go in again with this Rachh Loves Pixi palette. I love this. This is my go-to easy highlight palette because you can really make it be very subtle. I've worn this, you know, simply just to work, just to kind of bring everything together, or I've, you know, put a bunch of layers on there and really made it pop and shine. I've even used the purple and brown colors. I took this with me on a trip and just used those as my eyeshadow versus bringing a whole nother eyeshadow palette. So really just like this. Again, those, you know, those don't really work for my skin tone, but they can be used for eyeshadow, so really like them. So I'm going to go in with Clutch, which is what I always use, and just throw a little bit on the cheekbones. Do have a lot of natural light coming in here today, so I don't know how well you can actually see the highlight, but it's always so pretty. And I'll throw a little bit on my nose here and a little bit above the eyebrows on the forehead. Really just helps enhance that pretty highlight that we get from the Luminous powder. Alright, and now moving on to the lips. Now normally if it was a case where I'm just sitting at home doing nothing, just kind of like drinking on my water and watching Netflix, I wouldn't do anything on my lips, but I did get a new lip gloss recently. And I got one of the FENTY gloss bombs. This one is the Diamond Milkshade, so it's basically just kind of a clear white glittery basic lip gloss shade for a topper. I'm not going to do any liquid lipstick today because I just don't feel like it, to be perfectly honest, so I'm just going to throw this on top. I do really like it. I have used it a couple times already on top of liquid lips, and it really just gives a really pretty shine, but it is really pretty on itself, just kind of like to give you just like kind of a finished look when you're doing all the other stuff, that you actually have something on your lips. It also smells so good. It smells like candy. It's just, I really like it, and it doesn't get too sticky. Obviously it's lip gloss, so it's not going to be super long lasting or anything like that, but really like this. My friend Sarah has been trying to get me to buy one for a while now, and I finally did it, and she was right. I definitely would recommend these. Now we're going to finish up the eyes with a little bit of mascara. As I've mentioned, I really don't like wearing fake lashes, so I typically just go for a really big bold mascara that kind of takes care of the job of what fake lashes would do. So I'm just going to go in with this Monsieur Big mascara from Lancôme. Really like this. Alrighty, and last but not least, I'm going to go in with my handy dandy Morphe and Jeffree Star setting spray. Love this one. Love the original Morphe setting spray. I just love the nozzle on this. It's just so easy to just like go over your face and just bring all the powders and everything together so that your skin looks like skin. Alright guys, and that is going to conclude today's look. Again, very basic, but it felt really good to sit down and just kind of, you know, play with some makeup for about 30 minutes. Give me something to do, and really just, now I honestly kind of already do feel motivated and things that I need to do. So I might start this week trying to get back in the habit of doing my makeup some work days, just so that I feel a little bit more motivated to get things done throughout the day. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and it gave you some entertainment to kind of keep your mind off some of the scary things that are happening right now. I'm going to try and film some similar types of videos just to kind of be helpful for you. I'll probably film a what I ate in a day video because I feel like that could be helpful, because I know a lot of people are really having to figure out how to pull meals together based on what they have in their freezer, their cabinets, or things like right now, because the grocery stores are so picked over and people aren't trying to go to the grocery stores, you know, and stay home and everything like that. So obviously everyone's very limited, so I wanted to share with you some of the meals that I pulled together based on what we have at our apartment right now. So hopefully that'll be helpful. If you guys have any other video ideas for me to do during this time or for any future videos, please let me know. If you're new here and haven't yet subscribed, make sure you go and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I post on Wednesdays and Sundays. Thanks again for watching Morgs Menu, and hope you have a great day and stay safe. Bye guys.